It's the F to the R to the S to the H to
Mhm.
the O to the U to
You
the T.
know
That fresh
What's up?
what's
What's most
A
goody?
famous
little late
podcast?
with it,
What's
man, but
goody?
we in
What's
here. You
goody?
know what I
Hey,
mean?
we late, but we on time still. What's good with y'all,
Man,
brothers?
What's going down?
Hey.
man,
LB
same
the
ish,
Pop
different
Father.
toilet.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
how it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, man. LB the Pop Father was good, man.
Hey
Podfather
man,
vibes.
just trying to live a good life, man,
There
and
you go.
but you know,
Living my
it's
best
good though.
life.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Oh,
I'm
man, good man. Man.
much. It's too much. But yeah, no, man, I'm living good, man. My family is good. Everybody's healthy. Those are important things, man. So yeah, I'm feeling
That's
good,
what's
man.
up.
How's
Right,
everybody
right.
else doing out there?
Man, Jay Kent was
Smooth like a
goody, man. You got
criminal,
the
man.
crispiness going on, man. What's
Edward
good?
Yeah,
Enigma.
man.
Yeah.
That
We had to
neat.
be, had to get
Yeah.
crispy today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crispy
man.
quality right there.
Had to get the people
Nice.
what they want.
Yeah, man.
There you go. There you go.
I'm like a black dude. Hey, man, mine's coming in the mail next
Mine,
week. You know what I'm saying?
right, mine's to be here.
Yeah, mine's will be here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Everything
Right.
the way
plurals.
my account set up, man, it's coming next
Right.
week.
The way
My-
my account's set up.
My accounts, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
right, right. The way
then they
my
start doing
account
the
is.
little
The way my
hand
account
rub,
set
yeah.
up, man, it's got to come out.
Right.
You know, they don't
Yeah,
want
but
half
like,
it. They don't want half of it. They want
you
the
know,
whole thing.
Yeah, you
Right,
know.
how I-
right,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
You know how I do. Mine's is gonna be here next week.
Yeah, that dusty nig one up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
They know they gotta get it.
Yeah,
Hey,
when you in
man,
that
out
Henny
there.
Crump, when you in
Yeah,
that
so
Henny
much
Crump
Henny.
bag.
Hey, man, shout out to Henny Crump, man, with the
Henny
breezies too. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Henny
He's
Right.
on it down, man. I see his Instagram popping, dog.
Okay then. Okay
Right.
then.
You know,
Yeah.
hey man, you know, he got them them Miami kind of situations on there, man.
Them
Salute
young
to
Listen, man.
Young
Yeah.
Greasy.
them young little skis.
Man.
Hey man,
Chris
them
Greasy,
frequent
dog,
flyer
you know what I'm
miles
saying?
gotta do something,
Right.
man. They gotta do something for you, man. Them freaking flyer miles everywhere he's at.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
I guess, man. I
Hey,
guess.
Hop
Bebo
in,
P
hop
was
out.
good, man. Bedroom bully, man. Ladies
he
going
is.
crazy. You know what I mean? They want the
Man.
salt, babe, man.
Hey, I don't know, man. It's a Negro Salt Bay.
Let's
Nah,
go.
man. Hey, man. I'm just chilling while most of y'all over here debating over baby mama, baby daddy's skit
Nah.
with a McDonald's meal.
Hey,
The
hold
one
up,
and only
yeah,
kid.
man.
Hey.
Hold up, Bebo. If you was
What's
in the
up?
situation, would you buy for all the kids or just yours?
Hey, I'm not in that situation, so I'm not at liberty to answer that question. But in the meantime, y'all go ahead and continue lusting over that Tierra Max struggle twerk
He
video
said
that she's
liberty.
popping for those
He said
Rhode
he-
Island senatorial votes.
Yeah,
He said he's
man.
not
Let's
at
go, man.
liberty.
First of all, let's be clear. The she's actually there's nobody she's going against. So
Okay.
there you go. That's why she did a twerk video on the beach for her 2,000 votes that she's going to get. By the way,
Well, you know, hey, everybody gotta have something, man. So I presume that's hers.
hey man, if you've been here before, welcome back.
Man.
If you're new, welcome
Yeah.
to the channel, man. This is
Yes, yes.
fresh
Welcome,
out.
welcome.
We're building a hip hop community, man. We're here every Wednesday 9:30. We on CP time tonight, man. So we got the
That's because we
coming
got
about 30
jobs,
minutes
man.
late. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes the
Facts.
job calls, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
Yeah, and like I said,
Man.
you know, Jay Kemp had to call that Rocket Man, you know what I'm saying, over
Yeah,
there.
man. Damn near called Tyrone, man. Like,
Did you have to call the
Man.
Ghostbusters, bro? Like,
almost. Ain't real close. Yeah,
Man.
man. Them
okay.
Singapore cats, man.
Slim, how you doing
Killer.
over there, though, man?
Hey
Yeah.
man, I'm goody, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
another. Oh, hold up, man. Hip hop VCRs in the building.
Oh, already
Happy meal
there.
for my boy Dollar. Thank you for the other kids, man. Oh my god, hey man.
Hip hop VCR. I see you out here, brother. I see you. I see
Hip hop
With the
VCR coming in
bar.
hot.
Hey, man, he coming in hot today, man. Hey, dude,
With
man.
the bars.
man.
Hey
Yeah,
man, you know
with
if you
the
go to
bars.
family court, they're gonna say everybody get a happy meal, dog. 6-piece with the fries and the apples, man.
Hip hop VCR,
Absolutely.
like that one skit where the dad and the son's out in the balcony while the other, you know,
Yeah,
just
man,
the two of us.
and all that, man.
We
Everybody else
can
got
make
to
it
hide out the
try,
man.
just the two of us.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Tough life, man. That's a tough life, man.
That's what that 2.0 is. I got you, brother.
Yeah, that 2.0.
That's
man.
what it is.
Hey, man, if you're gonna make the sacrifice, go all the way. Go all the way.
There you go.
Dive all the way in.
Hey, man, hey, you gotta be like Trick. Trick love the kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
you know
okay.
Yeah, you got to dive all the way in. You know,
we love the kids too.
Pause.
Yeah.
Hey man, we got a good show, man. We got a good show.
Yes.
This gonna have a lot of prize in it. You know what I'm saying? It's Bebo P's favorite dude. We're
Man.
talk about prize today. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I thought you was gonna say J Camps. I thought that was J
Nah,
Camps.
man.
We're gonna talk about prize today, bro.
Hey, that is my group though.
Maybe in the multiverse, I might drop him some flowers, but not in this realm.
Hey,
in the multiverse, though.
Hey, with that suit he's wearing, hey, you know, he's like J Camp. I'm going out here.
He got that crispy Bebo P lineup too.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, man.
Yeah. He got the Frankie Lyman boy going on.
Yeah, he do. He do though.
He got that Kirby's vacuum cleaner little suit too.
He definitely didn't get that lineup in Alabama, man, because they can't do that down there.
Oh, man.
Hey, this is our 98th episode, man. 2 more episodes. We got a honey bun in there, man.
2 away from the 3 digits.
Everybody has been holding us down, man. Looking out, man, for us, man.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about Nipsey tonight, man, too. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get into that real quick, man. Get into our shout outs, man, before we go in. Shout outs, man. Go to ESG, man, in Houston. Prayers up to him. Hip hop legend, man. Screwed up click, you know what I'm saying? He has he got cancer, so we praying for him to get healthy, man.
Absolutely.
Nipsey's the guy that took Nipsey's life was convicted today after 2 years?
After 2 years,
yep. Yeah, so you know, shout out to finally getting that conviction, so some of his family can kind of, you know, rest easy a little bit more, man. And also shout out to Big Sean and the lovely Janae, you know what I mean? With that, they had like a little baby situation, man. So that's a beautiful joint, man. What y'all think about the shout outs, man, this week?
Yeah, man. Salute to the you know, to the new parents. You know, I know that's a beautiful moment for them. Definitely happy for Nipsey's family, his loved ones, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they get some closure. I know it's still a tough situation, but you know, at least justice was served on that front. And of course, the president of Screw, you know what I'm saying? ESG, man, praying for your health, your spirits, praying for your family too. I know you got a long road, so salute to you, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Same here, you know. Congrats as well from me to the couple, Janae, Aiko, and Big Sean, you know, for the
on again, off again, love.
Yeah,
they had albums together. They done toured together. I mean, you might as well get married.
Right. They're on again, off again joint.
Yeah. But we'll see on that. You know, with the Killer Mike situation, you know, following the likes of what's her name, Tamika Mallory, Regina King, and others in the Cadillac ad. You know, hey, you know, do his thing. You know, with the Run instrumental. ESG. Oh man. He basically like led that chopped and screw movement back in the 90s, man. Put in mad work. President. Yeah, put in mad work. He had like more than 10 albums and even wrote for some others in the game at the time. Man, that swinging and banging was dope to me.
Swinging and banging, coming off of a tidal wave. You know, I had to put the cover on the joint.
There you
go.
Like there you
from
go.
like 93 to about like 97. ESG was swinging and banging all over the place, man.
He was
with the hell dog.
Yeah, but you know, prayers up though, given the condition that he's undergoing, and with the conviction, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely well deserved. You know, with the guilty verdict, we'll see what the actual sentence is that's handed down to him. You know, when it's all said and done. But I mean, this was just open and shut case as far as I'm concerned. I know this is more of a symbolic victory because I'm sure there might be more individuals involved that's not known or being presented in front of camera, but you know, for this symbolic victory, you know, the people will take it for what it is. And of course, it won't bring full closure of the situation that took place, but it's at least a step in the right direction moving forward. So rest in peace to Nip. Shout out to Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? I saw a little bit of your interview immediately right after the conviction, and you know, peace to you, Nipsey's loved ones. Lauren London, and you know, obviously your moms and
the
dad,
kids.
just your family, the children, and just all the loved ones. So shout out.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, man, before we move on, man?
Hey man, that sums it up good. Obviously, you know, Big Sean's the man. It's good to hear. Hopefully they can make things work, man.
I'm happy for Big Sean, man, because I know he loves her, man. Real talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to keep going back and forth like that, man. It's got to be something there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, and then even him coming off of homegirl that he was dating from the High School Musical joint. You know, she had lost her son and stuff. So I know he's had a lot of tough times and things going on, man. So just shots that something is happy and is going that direction. Enough is said about ESG, man, and we love all of that music. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know, to me that's covered. And then you know, on the Nipsey front, man, it's crazy because, you know, nothing brings Nipsey back, man, which is really what we could use.
Right.
But I will say, man, it does feel like it's a few guys that are looking to try to try to keep that marathon going, right? They want to kind of take the that flame that he started, man, and kind of pick it up and see if they can't move it forward for him. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, you know, you hear like everybody from Sci-Hi was talking about him on his album. Obviously Kendrick was talking about him on his album. Kendrick almost had a whole half of a verse just talking about how he found out about the news and stuff. So clearly this man impacted, you know, the best of the best in 2022.
Absolutely.
And so it's good to see a little bit of closure, but obviously, man, you know, man, in the hoods, we just got to do a little bit better, man. We got to do a little bit better of protecting our own, protecting those that make it, and try to just put away that jealousy and that ego and stuff like that. Also, you know, where it is, Buddy was never really working with a full deck or whatever, and that's another thing that we always have to be concerned with in our communities, especially is getting, you know, getting mental health, you know, in check, so that instances like this just don't even arise, because somebody is actually getting the help they need prior to getting into, you know, weird or odd situations and stuff like that, man. So it's sad all the way around, because I hate to see black men go to jail, but obviously if you're doing something like this, just like with Young Thug, if you're doing nastiness, man, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? And I fully do believe that, but at the same time, man, I always look at it as like, okay, what can we take from it, man? And I think that's what we really got to take about it is taking care of our community, taking care of our people, and our people who do go out there and are successful, man. Let's protect all of them in all the communities that they go to. So
like I said, you know, Nip was you know, the epitome, man, of just that street rapper, man. It's just sad, man. I don't even like talking about, man. If you read and watch some of the trial that was going on, and you saw and you read or listened to what Eric Holder did to Nipsey, you want to do a lot of things, man. So again, it's some closure for him.
They rocked him up. Some cats did rock him up in lockup right before the
so. It's like LB said, man. I don't want nobody getting rocked up, but man, you know, he kind of deserves it, man. Real talk.
You know, definitely. That those types of things got to go down. And the big thing that about Nipsey is Nipsey definitely had his like Malcolm Little places, and you could see him like having his Malcolm X moments and it looked like he was right on the verge of having like a Malcolm X to the Pilgrimage type version of himself, man. And I hate that we missed the Pilgrimage version of what Nipsey was really gonna bring us in that second half of his life, man. And we really did need that. And I do hope that some of these other guys can start to see that too. That maybe you was in your Malcolm Little, you know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of Malcolm X, and then hopefully you can make that Pilgrimage, man, and really hit that enlightened spot, and then bring that all together for for all of us, man. That's what I'm looking for.
Like I said, man, shout out to everybody, man. Like I said, it's some good news, man. Like I said, shout out to ESG. We definitely got you in the prayers, man. Bebo P, real quick. What's the hip hop? What's the book of the week?
Book of the week.
Book of the week. So the book of the week is called My Infamous Life, the autobiography of Mobb Deep's prodigy by Laura Checkaway.
Let's go.
So look, I know that in addition to the aspects of his personal life, Prodigy said on the Breakfast Club, several years back, that his autobiography, it basically focuses on like business-like topics. But at the same time, I want to say that there's a significant part of the reason as to why Prodigy is a heavy legend when it comes to hip hop includes his upbringing, which is significantly inserted into this book as well. I mean, he lived a hard life with some joys that had some struggles galore. I mean, music being in his veins for P, that really stems back to his mom. His mom and dad were in the music, like in the actual like music groups. Like his mom was in a music group and his dad was in one as well. And as actually his three times grandfather started Morehouse College, William Jefferson White. So you hear about stuff like that, his experiences with UFO sightings, shootout sagas, close to death calls, prior to his actual departure from Earth, his bout with sickle cell, he shared that, and having to stand out in the sun in order to relieve the body pains at times, and just many other experiences that is too many to count. But nonetheless, it's definitely a great book to check out if you want to learn just a wealth of story info regarding the life and times of Prodigy. So go ahead and check out that Albert Johnson read, and I'm sure it won't disappoint if you're a fan of his.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up, man. That's and it's a good deal. I think it's like $14. I definitely
can't beat that, man. Even if you don't want the hard copy, cop that digital board.
You know what's really enlightening though about this section is it's good to see that we do have all of these books from these people, because although I feel like we got a few of these from the generation of musicians prior to this, I feel like we didn't get as many of these. And so it's really good to see that a lot of this information is getting documented down, and it's in pages, so that like you can read and find out. So there's no excuse about man, I know. Nah, man, it's available. There's literally since Bebo started this section, bro, like there's been all of these books that have a wealth of information for you to take in and digest, man.
Ton of knowledge.
That's big. It's
a way to actually enjoy hip hop, man, without the music. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you're in a place, man, where you got to be quiet and you can't get no technology,
very good point.
Or like Jay Camp said, hey man, put it on your phone, man, with the digital copy, man. This is why we do this. You know what I'm saying? This is why you come to fresh out.
How many times I've been on flights with that digital copy of a book, man? Just listen to it.
There you go.
Yeah, you get your hip hop any form.
Yeah,
like,
you can.
Like Iceberg said, you get it in any form.
And
consume it how you can consume it.
Too.
right
here.
Yeah. Hey man, great title, man. It's something you definitely need to pick up, man, and it supports his family.
Yeah.
Jay Kemp, man, who got the bars though?
Who got the
man,
bars?
I had to go Chi-Town with a oldie but goodie, man. Lupe.
Yes.
Yes. That drill music in Zion, man, is a problem. And I'm glad you put that disclaimer on there about he recorded that on GarageBand with $100 USB. If anybody knows anything about Apple, if anybody has an Apple, you got GarageBand on there.
Yep.
GarageBand is a free recording software.
Absolutely.
You only get about what 4 or 5 tracks, but
that's all you need sometimes.
That's all you need. And
Lupe 4 more tracks than you had.
It is right. Without a program.
Lupe got 10 bangers on there. On $100 mic. And the thing I love about it the most, it sounds raw. It sounds like the hip hop we grew up on in the 90s, because things back, even though stuff was recorded in a big studio on ADAT, stuff like that, you had your, but you still got that rawness, and that's what this sounds like. This sounds like something that was recorded in a dorm room. Platinum studio.
Hey man, he
was essence.
It's raw.
Go ahead, L. I'm sorry.
He recorded this in 3 days.
72 hours.
Come on, man.
72 hours, man.
There you go.
So he said it was an exercise for him.
Everything on his own, the mix down, everything. Everything was done.
He was just like, it was an exercise that I wanted to see. And he was like, literally he said, I was originally going to try to do it in a day. And he was like, I was like, man, I'm like up, I'm not sleeping. I was like, man, I'm going to kill myself or whatever. But he was like, so he did it in 3 days, man. And hey, listen, impressive work for 3 days. What he does in 3 days, man, dismantles a whole lot of what people can do in like 3 years, man. Wow.
And it just shows the talent. And that should also, if you a content creator, this should inspire you to continue to do what you do. This man
did this on the best equipment, man, to get busy.
A USB mic.
Yeah.
He probably found a cheap condenser USB mic where you still lose the quality because you plugged in USB. So you're not getting the.
Yo, it's funny you say that because it's funny you say that because that Tupac joint, I got my mind made up, that had all those cats, the posse cut. That was done with some kind of children's mic. That because they were all in like one residence, everybody that was on the track, including Inspector Deck and Lady Rage, can't leave them out because they were all there. And Daz was like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let me get my kid's microphone, which wasn't even $100 microphone, USB. And you have what you have, but you wouldn't be able to tell because they just made do with what they had, similar to Lupe Fiasco with the $100 mic. And shout out to Lupe. Hey, shout out
to the engineers who mix all this bullshit.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too, ID, because to me, Lupe engineered it. So he's trying to shut down a whole bunch of engineers out the game.
There you
so
go.
Basically, Lupe is like, look, not only can I record this on GarageBand, mix it down on GarageBand, I can engineer this joint on GarageBand too, and still make it sound raw and gritty.
Let me ask you this, brother. Does it have a similar grittiness to it? Maybe not the same, but if not the same, but similar grittiness to it as the Black Star album, No Fear of Time?
It does.
Okay, good.
It's crazy how you see the real hip hop cast going back to that essence. Too.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's the vibe I got from this. Okay. Straight Black Star. Well, not sonically. I'm just saying the rawness. The rawness was Black Star.
Right. And man, here's the thing, man. That's hip hop though, man.
It is.
That's how hip hop gets down. Hip hop gets down and says, like, listen, we in a room, what do we have? Let's take what we have and let's just
drop a bomb.
Music.
Let's make music.
Yes.
That's exactly how we operate. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And
as long as it sound good in the headphones, you crispy.
You can tell the guys that have never had to get creative like that. You can tell the guys that have never had to just be like, hey man, we here in the room and there's some scraps in that corner and some scraps in that corner, man. What can you make?
Hey man, let's put that pantyhose in front of the microphone and get busy, man.
Hey, we did used to do that, didn't we?
Let's go.
Hey, all I need, that's all you need, man. Maybe a closet.
All somebody need is a USB full of beats that somebody done sent them, and you smooth.
Yeah. Don't ask where the pantyhose came from.
And man, hey, shout out to Lupe, man. You know what I'm saying? Chi-Town representing, man. You know what I'm saying? And also
good album too. Good
Chi-Town, man, just real
album.
quick, man. God bless everybody on the Highland situation too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was reflected on that.
Absolutely praying for all those people, man.
Shout out to Lupe on the artwork on this as well, man. That's one of his art pieces.
Man. This is a dope project, man.
Just
reminds me of the Tetsau and Youth project that he had that had the same similar artwork as this.
Yeah. So and this is his actual artwork. He was talking I forget who he was talking to. It doesn't matter. Anyways, but he was just saying how he was doing a lot of art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, somewhat.
But he just goes through and he picks a piece of art that fits whatever the music is that he has or whatever, because he's been doing, so much of this like artwork on his own and stuff. So
hey man, if stream this album, man, support the dude, and also, man, he's got the merch crazy for this album too. So go copy the merch. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Copy merch. I ain't even know.
Yeah, so he's got prints of this, and he's got the hoodie joints and shirts. So definitely help him out on that.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all hear L? He just ordered his own shirt with the golf joint, and then he ordered out the Lupe situation, and all in 5 seconds, y'all. Godfather gets down.
Actually, I just ordered those with Les Dog, so the golf course lights is going.
I need that. I need that.
Man.
You know what I mean? Perfect bars of the week. Perfect.
We going in though. Hey, great bars, man. We going in though, man. We gotta talk about Wyclef, man. I got a lot of questions, man, on this one. We're gonna go in a little bit, man. It's definitely got a little pride swag on it too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He just did a crazy epic performance at Essence Fest last weekend. Had everybody come out, but definitely everybody loved Lauryn Hill. Came out looking fly as ever. You know what I'm saying? So of course he was talking about the 25th anniversary of the Carnival album, one of BBOP's favorite produced records ever made. And also he's dropping a new album. So the question is like, we love Fugees, man. Real talk, especially the era we grew up in. They were heavy. Do you guys see them ever touring again, or even making some new music together?
Yes. To both, yes.
Here's
the thing. Well, here's the thing as far as when in terms of the tour. That's the thing, because, and I know we talked about this when the tour got canceled late last year sometime, I believe it was. It's funny because when they had 2 reunions. The first reunion was when they came out for Dave Chappelle's Block Party event, and then it was a documentary. But they made a few songs, and then there were some personal differences or whatever. But this time, when they reunited, it wasn't anything personal within the group collective. It was because of the pandemic or issues surrounding or involving that. So in terms of when, I just think it's a matter of time as far as the tour that they initially announced. As far as the music, I think, it's just, maybe I can't speak for them, but, I think that they just need to kind of carefully go with the flow on that, as they've attempted it once before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to rush into anything. And I'll say this, if they do another album or just new music together in general, great. If not, great. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's best for the Fugees at this point, or any group really who's not together or who's disbanded for whatever amount of time. Hey, at the end of the day, the fans definitely want to hear what it is that y'all have as a collective and solo wise. But what's even more important is what's best for you guys. Just relationships that's important to y'all, as a group, as a collective, whatever. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. And
I can't go in, man, on this, man. What you thinking, J. Camp?
I mean, man, Bebo, you're much more optimistic than I am. Because I want to see them like link and sync back up. I mean, hip hop needs it, but can they lay those differences aside? Can they coexist on the road for more than a show?
Do you think it's ego, J. Camp? You think it's ego?
I don't really want to say it's ego. I think it's just some things just can't be left in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like there is a history there.
There's some serious situations. I don't think that
very
just
serious.
be
right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, my
We'll
prayer is that it does come to pass and we just get what we all want. I mean, and then when I think about it too, man, it would be it's so hard to top that score, Bebo. Like as long as we waited, you know what I'm saying? I almost look at this. I look at it like that Detox. You know what I'm saying? How long we waiting on Detox, thinking like, oh, man, this is gonna be a classic. Now I'm kind of like, there's no way. It's
well, at least you got 2001 out of Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't heard nothing from them
Drake,
together collectively since 97, 98.
He did have that Compton album, I guess.
Yeah, that was.
But that wasn't close.
Hey, man.
to Chronic or 2001.
Not even
close.
Fired on.
I mean, but can they sit in the studio, Bebo, and make the same type of magic that they made on the score? That's my fear that it won't happen.
I don't think that you know the score is the score, you know what I'm saying, or the Chronic is the Chronic, you know what I'm saying. 2001 is 2001 for Dre. Like every classic album that has been made is in its own silo. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I would never expect them to recreate that same energy, given like so many dynamics that have changed, not only just for them, but so many other artists.
Exactly. But sonically, that's the last we heard them though. So that's what we remember. So for me, I'm almost expecting an extension of the score, which I know that's not.
But think about the songs that they did that nobody ever heard. That they just got to release them or just remix them a little bit.
Right.
That too. I mean, you know, you throw some, you know, some 2022 flair to it. Like I got that too.
This ain't happening.
I can't. I think we'll see Slaughterhouse make an album.
Okay.
LB, why do you say that though? Why you say that, man?
I'm interested in that one too,
man. Here's the best that you can hope for as a Fugees fan. Some Lucy's. That's the best that you can hope for is maybe a decent Lucy or two that gets put out there. The reason this is not going to happen is there's 100 million reasons, and then not to mention like what is Praz gonna provide to an album in 2022?
Oh, hold up, I got it right here.
I'm just saying, we've heard.
I gotta go against you on that one.
Lauryn Hill, man, we've heard Lauryn Hill and what she's delivered, even when she just delivers stuff here and there. We know that
he just boo booed on Praz. Like
I gotta disagree with that boo boo too.
And we can see it with our own eyes between these two.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten absolutely anything out of this dude. So I'm sorry, even if I get into the studio, like if I'm Wyclef, right? I'm like, hey,
humble turd.
Here's what I've done here, and here's what Lauryn Hill has done. What have you done? Oh, you haven't done anything with any kind of heat in 20 years? I'm confused. I don't know.
But here's the thing, though.
And so I gotta go. It's not.
I gotta combat against
he's
that.
Confused by it. Go ahead.
No, I might have to combat against that, not just in terms of like defending like Praz as an individual or anything like that. But it's about the fact that every, like, if you think about it, like nobody's saying the same thing about, like, say, a Wishbone for Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, I'm saying it.
Every single. Well, you say that.
I'm saying
one amongst many, and it's like at the end of the day, you don't have Bone without Wish or whoever your least favorite is, because a lot of folks say that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, in the same vein that you guys are saying about Praz or whoever.
Said it was on there. Here we go.
Here we go.
What you gonna hear from Praz?
Bro, he better bring all Migos with the ad-libs. That's it.
Well, I could see it, but I could see if it was a situation where like a group member took away from the dynamic of the group just from their presence. But it just happened to be a classic. That's not the case of the score. What's that?
That sounds like the definition of Praz. He sounds like he would absolutely take away from this
project. But he didn't. The score was still
97.
What's that?
97.
I agree with L. I think that you'll get some little pieces here and there. You might get an EP or something like that. But to me, and then also they were under what Sony Columbia.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Rough
Yeah.
House.
I would love to know if they're still under contract as a group because they never came out with those albums, so they're still under contract.
Hey,
you're not under contract until you finish those albums.
And then
so can you even get those songs that you already did?
Hey,
all you have to basically do some new stuff or do some Ashanti type bull, which we're gonna talk about later.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Like, and even the tour. Let's get to the tour. Tour is not happening either. The best.
You don't think so?
Oh no. The best that you can hope for, even on the tour, is I will pay Bebo P $200. It ain't make it past 3 tour dates.
Wait, how much did you say you was gonna pay me, brother?
200.
How much? 200 smackaroonies?
Yeah, I got my
so
money. I put it in escrow with Iceberg over here. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, brother.
I would rather you just give him a new Scarlet. If you're gonna do it, just slide a Scarlet over it to him. That's all he needs.
Wow. No.
So basically, no music. LB, only a tour. That's basically.
L said not even a tour.
Yeah,
Did you say that?
I'm saying no tour. Now don't.
Wow.
Now if popping up at random music festivals every 3 months is not a tour, and it's not a tour if you do one date here and 3 months later you do another date. I'm talking about a legitimate tour where like you go to one city and then 5 days later you're in another city and 5 days later you're in another city. A legitimate tour, like back-to-back dates. I know they had it, but did they finish it? But they didn't finish it.
Well, because of COVID, because of situation with COVID, allegedly with COVID. So
I hear you.
Can we? I mean,
but what I'm telling you is they won't make it past 3.
Okay,
they won't make it past 3 dates.
Okay, all right.
Well, technically, they're supposed to be setting up a tour for the fall. We'll see how it goes, and I will hold that 200 bones, and we'll see who wins that.
I'm gonna put it in escrow, bro.
In the 4th quarter.
Yeah, man.
Of course, we want them to tour. Everybody wants them to tour. We want to hear new music because think about all the hits that came from 2 of the people in that group. Okay. Prize had Ghetto Superstar, but that was like
I wish I had a fart.
No.
I can just hit.
I don't really. I don't disagree with the solo stuff that y'all are talking about. So hey, it is what it is.
He got flowers, man. I figured
he got flowers. He got flowers from somebody.
Kind of flowers? Yeah,
but this thing, do you guys think financially they have to maybe do a tour?
That might be
prize financially. Wyclef is good. Okay. Lauryn Hill can literally get up and go to any 2,000 seat venue that she wants to at any point in time and get cake
and just show up with a microphone with that same microphone Lupe had. She can feel that. She can feel that little $2,000
and a guitar, and she's
and a USB mic.
She don't even need a band. She can just
and she's
sing
good.
it. So
she can take my money, man.
To her for that. Peace to her for that when she did the MTV Unplugged too.
She can just do it unplugged, man, and be smooth.
Prize couldn't fill up St. Andrews Hall down in Detroit, bro. Like not a chance, man. So yeah, he needs the cash. The other 2, like Wyclef, didn't produce for so many people.
Prize can't fill this room I'm in right now.
No, that's true. That's true.
Prize
needs the cash. That's true. Though. Hey, I give credit where it's due. That's true.
But long story short, we want them to get back together. We want to see them on tour.
I hope Bebo gets 200. I hope he.
And I want Prize there.
Yes.
What?
Prize there.
He is a Fuji.
He is a Fuji.
He's a Fuji. It won't be the same with Prize.
It won't be the what?
There.
But you know what?
Man.
He'll probably
even though Lauren and Wyclef can rap his verses if they wanted to, but I still want to see him there.
He gonna be out there like Ray J or something. Man.
And plus, he saved ODB. So
he did say, "Hey, you know, he saved ODB from those flames."
Hey.
Or
He basically is on. Yeah, we got to show him some love for life for that.
Yeah. He saved a man's life at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, man, going to some new cats, man, that are holding it down as well. Hopefully, we do see I do want to hear Wyclef, and I definitely want to hear some Fugees joints.
Okay.
But we gotta talk about Earth
Hill
Gang,
gonna be
man.
on that new Wyclef album.
Yeah. Earth Gang dropped the album in February. Ghetto Gods, fire.
Yes.
We've been talking about it all year. And now they actually dropped 6 more records, man, to get it really, really crispy out here. Number one, have you heard the records? And if so, does this make them have the rap album of the year, in your opinion?
Man.
Riddler, let us know, Riddler.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go in.
On Eduardo Nigma.
Man,
emphasis on Nig.
And let's be clear, these records are serious, by the way. This isn't just some old cut room records. These are serious records, man. Let's be clear.
And they were stand out on the compilation joint. They had probably most of the standout joints on there too. So
yeah, they did.
Yep. I tell you, it's hard to say it now because we were halfway through the year. We still got another 5 more months left of albums to come out. But to this point in the calendar year, it's up there, bro. Like, I mean,
top 5.
You can easily. You can easily make an argument. It's top 3. You know what I'm saying? You can easily make the argument
of 2022 for the record.
Of 2022.
So far, now, 2022.
I have some albums and projects that I love, but this though, is man, because they make different music. Because again, I'm not comparing them to Outkast at all. I mean, it's apples and lemons. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that.
Legit.
But the vibe I get, like, from 2 dudes who just compliment each other well, and it's different. Like, the music is so different than what we're hearing today, man. It's hard not to give these dudes their flowers.
They're not making radio records, man. They're making good music.
No, they making good music. What was the cat? Almost like Field Mob back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Almost like, you know how they bounced off each other so well, and the music was. They both was real MCs. They both. I mean, don't test Field Mob's pen. Just like Earth Gang.
Yeah,
they can rap.
They can rap for real.
Them 6 new songs though was flame too. I'm like,
man.
I was like,
all right,
so y'all just Currency Dog is serious.
Yeah, y'all just teasing us now. I said Earth Gang just teasing us right now, but yeah, I mean, to me, you have to put them in contention.
They in the conversation. They
in the conversation.
They
in the conversation. This is almost like the Allegory and Busta's album and Nas like a couple of years back, where we had this same argument, like, of who had to.
That was such a tough year, man.
It was such a tough year, man. And I feel like this year is turning into the same thing. We've had a lot of really, really solid to great albums.
But what's crazy is that it's been tough albums, but a lot of times from the people we didn't expect the tough albums.
Fact, yeah.
So,
absolutely.
But man, let me start by saying I'm on the Earth Gang train, man. Pause. But these guys, man, they get to it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I think is what I enjoy the most about these two is that you can tell that that they are legitimately friends, and that they legitimately like vibe off of each other. And you can just hear it throughout all of the music. And then even with a few of the joints that they had the joint with 2 Chainz on it, man. And it was
it's so Atlanta.
And
so
the
Atlanta,
way that they played off of each other, even when 2 Chainz was there, like it almost seemed like 2 Chainz was in the group when they added him on the song, man. But
it was a perfect mix. Like, it's almost like 2 Chainz should be like a 3rd or 4th member.
Because of the internet and the way people just send tracks back and forth and all of this stuff these days, you rarely get that vibe that all of these guys were in the studio together. But you could tell these 2 guys is in the studio dropping joints. This ain't no Jack Harlow Drake joint or nothing like that.
Now, hold on, let's be clear. We just talked about Fugees real quick, right? And we said, hey, what about the cut room floor the Score Records, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they do something like this too? And say, hey, we got some previously unreleased records. Let's come out with these albums. Let's come out with these songs and a project, and then tour to promote that project. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a great idea from them to extend that album out. So instead of coming out with a double album, you basically come out with the records, then come out. I think this is a good format. For
did LeBron? Artists, man. Did LeBron executive produce this?
Hey man, all I know, this is a great idea and it extends that project, man.
Yeah,
it is, man. Fantastic.
I completely agree with that, Iceberg. And this, to me, this is something that a lot of artists should be doing, because we see Nas was doing this a lot back in the days when he was dropping the lost tapes.
Yep,
artists should be doing this, because there's going to be some fire that just don't make the album. I mean, especially if you got
Chris Brown, take notes. Chris Brown, quit dropping 40 records. Drop 12 and then maybe drop another 6.
Yeah. Most people I mean, cats like this probably got like 40, 45 songs like for a project to choose from.
Yep.
If you only know you're going to pick 18 out that bucket, there's probably going to be some other things in there that's fire. Like take some of them tracks, man, and put it on a little project.
Yeah.
And like Iceberg said, tour off that.
Yeah.
Somebody cut that check.
Yeah, note to Chris Brown too, like he said, man, for real. That's
that breezy flop, by the way. We're gonna talk about that, man.
Bebo, how you feeling about the Earth Gang though?
Hey, same as y'all. Great, great songs, great additional 6. But I only heard the snippets. But the snippets alone just served good enough to know the direction of the songs for me until I can actually hear the full 6 songs that are added. So I'm totally in lockstep with y'all. I don't think it's the 6 songs that's going to make this the absolute #1 best album of 2022 for the date of this recording here at the beginning of July. But it did not reduce the status of Ghetto Gods either. You know what I'm saying? If anything, the fans they're going to get more of a dose of the album's vibe. I do think maybe second to Red Veil's album. Second to that, it'd be the best new school album, second to that Red Veil, maybe, but definitely looking forward to what Earth Gang has for us moving forward.
I'm with
My
you
thing
there
is,
too.
hey man, artists need to take notes on this and put this in your repertoire for extending your project out. So as you tour, you can release it. And like I said, some of these records were remixes to stuff. So really we don't have to really do too much besides maybe throw another artist on there or somebody that maybe didn't make it because there's some clearances, you know what I'm saying, or some sample clearances.
Right. So all day. But whoever hasn't heard that Earth Gang yet, y'all are missing out, man. Y'all need to go ahead and check out that Ghetto Gods. Y'all gonna get 6 extra joints on top of the original LP songs that we heard when it first came out in February. So don't sleep on this duo here.
It slaps.
It
slaps. That's all I can say.
Definitely. Speaking of slapping. We gotta talk about Kid Cudi, man. Just trying to slap them cheeks, man.
I knew he was gonna put that pic on there.
Hey man, first of all, I'm a Kid Cudi fan. Let's be
Lady Marmalade.
We messed
I think there needs to be a pause somewhere in there.
No, there's a lot of pause up in there with that Grimace. I don't know what he did to Grimace over there. What they talking about? But
I don't know.
Kid Cudi, man, you know what I'm saying? Ohio all day long. I don't know what happened to Cudi from I don't know what happened to him from when we first heard him with Kanye to now that he's wearing wedding dresses. And I don't know what kind of kicks these are, but they definitely probably one of them joints that Biden had on when he fell off that bike.
Look like them Yeezy boots to me.
They look like some cheesy, sleazy, greasy boots.
But bunnies is in, man. All the shoes look like bunnies.
Yeah, they look like bunnies. Yeah. Man. Shout out to all the short niggas wearing them joints that are getting in the game now because they got 2 inches now.
Stop.
But we gotta talk about Kid Cudi, man, collaborating with McDonald's for a children's summer camp kind of festival event. Obviously, the kids aren't there. They're trying to get Gen Z cats out, the blue-haired little kids that didn't get McDonald's when the other kid, when they brothers and sisters got the McDonald's. So they had different moms and dads.
Dang.
But
just the two of us.
What is you guys' thoughts on his selection of McDonald's selecting him as one of the artists to do some of these events out there? Is it to definitely connect with Gen Zs because he's kind of flipped over in the past couple years? He's kind of flipped a little bit. What's your thoughts just on this collabo, man, and also just Kid Cudi in general?
Well, I think it has a little bit of that to do with it too. But I mean, if we're being honest, Kid Cudi has sold what, like 22 million albums, somewhere in there. I mean, dude he's went platinum on just about everything he's done. I think he only had like one gold album, and that one was almost platinum, like the last one. And he's like 38, so it's like, how, it's weird that he's in the Gen Z group and he's like almost our age. But anyhow, man, I mean, I just think Cudi has such a large following. I mean, like these companies are looking for people that can bring followers, that has a large crowd behind them. And Cudi is that dude has such a huge base. He's almost like, I don't want to say him and Currency are in the same vein as far as like sonically, but that underground following. Yeah, that underground following, like Currency don't really have to drop a project, what I'm saying, on a major label. He's gonna go platinum underground. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's basically how Cudi is. But plus Cudi, he's got that weird swag to him too. You know what I'm saying? He was the first dude that was rocking them skinny jeans. I mean, everything he's done.
Yeah, painting his nails black and blue.
Everything he's done has trended. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think McDonald's is looking at it from that perspective too, man. Like, I mean, he ain't out here.
Do you think they're getting Cudi for the music or for the wedding dress?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think it's both. I think it's the music too, I see. Because sonically he's still pushing units. And also,
but I think some of it is
dresses too. Go ahead, El.
I think some of it on the music front though is more about like about his music being, I don't know, almost like inoffensive to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he talks about like depression and all that type of stuff. Like it, those.
Yeah. So I do think that some of it is just that, like, is your music inoffensive enough?
He's safe.
And then do you have enough social media followers? Fact. And I think like if you talking to execs at companies trying to tap into hip hop and music and the kids and all of that stuff like that, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for, are you mostly inoffensive and do you have a lot of followers on social media? And they, man, I bet half the execs at McDonald's haven't heard more than like a song and a half from
you already know.
He's got 4 million followers pretty much on IG.
Boom. Okay. There it is. And that's why people want all the followers and stuff, because the followers end up leading to deals and stuff like this. So they might put on, wedding dresses and blazers and bunnies and stuff, and hang around next to a blow up floaty grimace, man. Like,
that's just odd, bro.
Like out here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is some old like turn them into a cartoon on Cartoon Network type stuff. So
absolutely. And like I was saying too, El, I mean, this dude's styles be trending, like them skinny jeans. I mean, he was the first dude that rocked that.
No, they do. He's got that, man. And so I think that's what they tapping into, man. I don't the music for so many of these guys these days it's not even secondary. It's like fourth or fifth on the list of like things that they're attempting to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's like, if I get some music done, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If it's hot, whatever.
Right.
But hey, I got some more followers, started a new trend, and I sung on
Especially somebody like Cudi.
Yeah.
Especially somebody like Cudi. He's already established, so he don't really have to drop albums no more.
Yeah. It's low on their list, man. And you can tell the guys that like they do music, but they ain't out here. They not like my man Lupe. Like, hey man, I'm gonna put out this project.
He's doing music.
yeah. Like I'm
doing music.
Yeah. No, that's not Cudi. You know what I'm saying?
Go in with the Skittle swag.
With the what? Did you say the Skittle swag?
Yeah, is it a Skittle situation, or you think this is mainly
he got thrown off?
He was staring at that grimace, that blow up grimace.
Stop the cap.
Stop all the cap. Thank you, brother.
Right.
Nice.
So, I mean, long story short,
no, go ahead, brother.
Do you think this is more of also that, like I said, a Skittles agenda as well? You know, like that Buzz Lightyear double kiss move.
Stop it.
There it is.
Is it?
I thought I was gonna get it.
Is it the double kiss move? You know what I'm saying?
You know what direction Iceberg is going.
You already know.
Look at the emoticon.
Look, y'all. I thought I was going to
look at the rainbow and the nails down there. You know what direction he's going in.
I mean, come on, he got them Buddy Lee shoes on too. He got them Buddy Lee. He got them biting joints when he was on that bike. Man. He got them Cloud Boys. He got them Rochester Hills on.
Yeah, he got them Rochester Hill buddies.
Them New Balance joints. Them nurse shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He got
them Stay Puft Marshmallow Specials.
The lunch lady shoes. The lunch lady joints.
Lunch lady swag, dude.
He got them Brooks on, bro.
Oh, man. He do have them Pay Left Specials, though.
A6 with the extra gel, you know what I'm saying? You got the Caba chain.
Go ahead, B-Bo. Y'all on completely different sides of the spectrum, man. You got on all black, he got on all white.
The center type bull.
One of the many differences between me and Kid Cudi.
The center type bull.
Man, y'all done messed me up, man.
He likes the bobsled team. You like the Jamaican track team.
You probably be listening to Cross still when he getting drafted.
Repeat the question for me, brother.
Do you think this is a Skittles? Like, do you like? Of course, we saw the Buzz Lightyear situation didn't go well,
right?
But then the Minions joint sold really well because it didn't have this agenda in it,
right?
Do you think this is a extension of that same
Buzz
Lightyear swag with the Skittles?
I can't rule it out. So I'm not going to say yay or no. Yay or nay, and here's why.
Rule it out.
I can't rule it out. But
Jump
I can't.
the proverbial shark.
There it is. With that golf course gas tax.
Right.
Get out that Get out the koofy.
Go ahead and put the koofy on, man.
But I really thought about this question as J Camp and L were answering theirs, and again, I can't rule out whatever agenda is or isn't there. But I thought about the Gen Z question in comparison to somebody, like Kid Cudi, who's in his late 30s.
Yeah, something 38. That's why I said it's weird that he would be targeting that crowd.
So with that said, why, if there's a specific agenda or a specific reason, maybe not even a specific agenda, why would they pick Kid Cudi over somebody?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of Gen Z fans, this was their Kobe Bryant. This was the dude, man, 10 years ago that young dudes looked up to, man.
Right.
So if you come from a Michael Jordan era, you don't really understand the impact that Kobe had on kids. You know what I'm saying?
And it could be
Kanye, Wayne, Cudi.
Cudi was that dude, man.
He was. Yeah, and you can't rule that out. And you brothers beat me to the punch. I mean, Kid Cudi, he started some trends, at least a few. You know what I'm saying? With the skinny jeans and even the style that I'm about to compare here with his compared to Travis Scott's, who also had a McDonald's deal along with Sweetie. Now they don't live the same lifestyle as Kid Cudi. So why did Kid Cudi get picked? And I'm not. I hope I'm not sounding too tinfoil koofy. This is just a possibility. But with the direction that McDonald's. With the direction that McDonald's is trying to go with the virtual swag, with the virtual concerts, the special deals that you can get on meals and apparel and all the other amenities, why would you pick somebody like Kid Cudi over somebody that's new school? And it had me thinking, well, is the reason because there's a stain on a certain Travis Scott from the Astro World disaster? I'm just asking the question. Just asking the question. And I'm not saying that is. I'm not saying that ain't. I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of peculiar. And I'm not trying to throw shade on Kid Cudi because when I think about it, like when it comes to that melodic style that made him famous and was kind of that similar, maybe not the same, but similar energy that Travis Scott uses in some cases, you know, with the melodic vibe or whatever, in some cases. So but then again, it could be on some regular stuff.
But I get what you're saying,
to go back. They could just go back to on some Kid Cudi. Hey, Kid Cudi was rocking, and let's try something different too. So just wanted to throw it out there. Those are my thoughts.
Oh, so hold on. Let me go the Pod Father and
Scully and Boulder bag.
Man, Scully and Boulder.
Let me go to the dads real quick. Would you have your kid at this event with Kid Cudi?
And that grimace there.
Listen, with the nurse shoes on.
That would be a negative. And only because.
But let's be clear. This is a virtual music event. I'm not having my kid at this, period. I don't care if it was I don't care if it was P. Diddy, Kid Cudi, Wyclef Jean, Pros. Like, I don't care who's doing this.
And Trey Songz.
And Trey Songz.
Because I bet there's some hidden message in like a
So let me
sandwich.
Ask this then. Let me ask this. Do you
all
a
walking
feel the same
sandwich,
way?
walking burger?
Hey, let's be clear. Like, you get a free blow up grimace, so you have to blow it up.
Nah, man. Don't want it. Don't want it.
Oh man,
keep that.
That's when you gotta put that music back on.
Do y'all think McDonald's is trying to take a note from Fortnite?
From Fortnite?
Because you know Travis Scott, you know, he was one of the main folks that
he was actually.
Yeah,
really was.
You know, doing like a little online situation.
Yeah.
Do you think McDonald's is trying to do something similar as the first fast food chain restaurant to try to take their business, you know, not global. I sound like Mike Bless on that Country Wayne. No, do y'all think that McDonald's is trying to be the first to take it virtual? Thank you, J Camp.
You know what? That's smart when you really think about it. I mean,
now McDonald's has always tried to push the envelope.
Exactly. No matter how much we would disagree, and they even had the response to Pusha T. So
they understand that it comes through the kid pause. It comes through the kids as far as basically getting something that they can get into. And also nowadays, your 30-year-old is pretty much like a 15-year-old. They're going to go out and spend their money on silly stuff at McDonald's.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So when you have that little Astro World looking cartoonish place that Cudi was standing in front of, like I said, there's probably some dude shaped like a head of lettuce running around, you know what I'm saying? Behind a mushroom. I mean, probably all kinds of like little subliminals.
But let's be clear though, about somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago, I don't remember the exact article, but there was some research done that said that essentially like somewhere north of 50% of millennials, or not millennials, Gen Z had never had a Big Mac. And then I think it was over 50% had never had a quarter pounder with cheese either, and they didn't even know what it was. And so honestly, I think at some point that scared the living daylights out of McDonald's, and I think they honestly just throwing things at the wall and trying to see what sticks. You know what I'm saying?
So we were smashing it when we was young.
Oh yeah,
all day, man. And with the McDonald's cookies, and they had the playground joint. You know, what I'm saying?
I
we
think
was able to sing the little Big Mac song with the special sauce and all of that.
It's the same thing with Facebook, right?
J-Camp was singing that song too.
You know what I'm saying? That
he was over here. J Camp over here singing.
Because you got a free Big Mac if you was able to pull up to the window and
look at the admission.
Name all the ingredients.
There you go.
But Facebook,
I agree with L, man. Like they're scared they're going to lose. Yeah. They're losing a lot of the market share, man.
You can't let.
And that's why Facebook
Burger King get cool with Nelly.
Because they scared, because they know like if the kids don't get hooked on it while they're young, then they're not going to attempt to consume it when they turn into adults. And that's the same thing with Facebook, and that's why Facebook buys up all of these properties and stuff. They buy them because they have younger users, and they know that if I get these younger users, then they can get addicted to the product while they're young, and they'll continue to use it as they age. Same thing here with McDonald's, and I do think that like that scares the living daylights out of them. And I think they really just trying anything that they can, because you know if you look around at the the Radio Shacks and the Blockbusters and all of that, like you feeling like, hey man, that could be me really easily if I'm not taking the right steps and the moves to make sure that my brand and my product continues. So they just
you too can be Blockbuster if you're not willing to innovate as a business.
You better get Kid Cudi.
You better get Kid Cudi.
Hey, and get Kid Cudi for all your kids, not just the one that you had with old girl, but also all her other kids too.
Hey, bro, I still want that Jack Harlow meal, though. I still want it. It's a KFC right
now. That Jack Harlow meal sound kind of player, though.
I need to still get it.
Do sound kind of good.
The lemonade with the mac and cheese and the smacking the little chicken. Like, hey.
Yeah. So,
well, like I said, I'm not gonna take my niece over there and she's not blowing on nothing. Pause. So don't give me no grimace blow up nothing. So
negatory. Don't even try that.
Last but not least, man, we got to talk about Irv Gotti. If you don't know who Irv Gotti is, he's basically the stepchild of like Damon Dash. He's kind of like Damon Dash light. He had Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing. Had some dope artists. They sold over 30 million units and grossed over $500 million in the time that they were moving. I think they started, they had a 24 year run, basically. We know Ja Rule was holding it down. Ashanti, man, like, dude, they spun gold because her vocals were boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? And they never got Charlie Baltimore off the ground, even though we know she's dope. Long story short, he sells their catalog for $100 million, but then also has a $200 million deal with Iconoclaws company. And what's your thoughts on this? Because my thing, man, is why would he give the opportunity for the artist to buy their publishing first?
That was my thing too.
What's your thoughts? Is this a good look for hip hop, man, to go ahead and sell out? Then also, is this a move because Ashanti's trying to redo some music, man, that he owns?
That's what I was thinking. Like an hour before we went on live here, you know, I had some other thoughts, but then I thought the same thing about like Ashanti, you know, being able to legally get and attain her masters. So I'm sure Irv Gotti, you know, given the troubles that, you know, has been going on or challenges that he's been having and facing, you know, for the last few to several years, and some pockets, you know, with the, you know, decline of Murder Inc. in 2007 and so forth. And, you know, the legal ramifications that were going on with, you know, that situation. I'm pretty sure that seeing Ashanti be willing and able to successfully attain her master successfully might have served as a significant contributor. Yeah, I thought she did, because she's re-recording her album, right?
No, she's re-recording it off of there's a loophole that says you can kind of redo stuff if it's not like the original composition and stuff like that.
So she doesn't have, so you're saying she does not have her own masters, is that right?
No,
I don't believe she has them. I think what they do is if you re-record it and you get people to stream the re-recorded version of it, there's some performance rights that you can get to that music because you have this new version of the same song.
It's like Kids Bop, basically. You can redo a song and make it Kids Bop and sell it.
So the people from Kids Bop can get that money, even though they won't get all of the money. So it's just a way for her to see a bigger portion of the pie if people are willing to stream her newer versions of the song.
Well, with that said, then I kind of want to go in a similar direction, which is the fact that that loophole that you guys are talking about probably spooked Irv Gotti to the point where, hey, if Ashanti's, you know, re-recording her music with the legal loophole or whatever contractual loophole in that regard to where she can re-record her music, then who's to say that Lloyd and, you know, Ja Rule and others that were in Murder Inc. can't do the same thing to the point where that takes money away from his pocket, or, you know, from him as well. So that might have been why he
well, every week we talk about somebody selling their publishing, so and something is spooking these guys to make them think that they're not going to make any money long term off.
I mean, does he Does he think those masters won't age well?
Well, I don't know, but to go to really both of y'all point, Fresh Out talked about this with that company called Hypnosis a few months ago. So if you haven't heard that episode, go back to it. We talked about Timberlake, and there was
he got a honey bun too.
Yeah, I mean Shakira, Barry Manilow, Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi, Bob Dylan. You know, that was with Hypnosis. This is with Iconoclast, like Iceberg said. So there's something going on to where you know, there's artists and groups and entertainers overall in this music industry that are considering or reconsidering some options here. And to me, it's saddening because I understand, like, you got to do what you got to do, or you feel like you got to do what you got to do for what's best for you and your family. And I still feel that way.
And I'll put it to you like this, though.
We're legacy guys, though. Go ahead, brother.
I just wonder, like, because if I'm somebody like Bill DeVoe, if I'm Mike Bivins, I'm hold down to my masters like to the day I die, because that stuff ages well. But I wonder if these guys are cashing in because they feel that some of that music just won't age with time, and they're like, I might as well collect it now while I can.
There's a difference between Holla Holla and Candy Rain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like New Edition, those songs are going to be played all the time, and you can license those out. I don't know if you can license out.
Because I ain't heard Holla Holla in years to that point.
But again, there's other artists. Go ahead, L.
No, I just think that even beyond those types of conversations, I really do think that, like, you know, we have to look at like the completeness of the deal as well that's going on. Because to me, when I looked at this, the part that stood out was not that he sold. The part that stood out to me is that he was selling 50% ownership stake.
Yeah.
And with that 50% ownership stake, he also secured $200 million in funding.
Yeah.
Well, now let's clarify that part right there before you go any further. That funding is not liquid cash. That's $200 million of line of credit.
Yeah. But regardless of what that money is, the what you're securing though is you're securing that money, and the way you're securing that money is probably with the sale of
equity.
So if you have that as cash, that is then, as you would call it, it's now that equity or the asset that can allow you to secure this additional funding. And so they might tell you like, hey, you want this 200 million in funding, I don't want your masters. I don't want those masters if you fault on this 200 million. I want you to go ahead and clear it out right now, have that as actual cash, and then I will do this funding for you, right? Because when you think about fundings and money and things like that, those are the questions that people are asking. They're asking about equity, they're asking about assets, and then they're also asking about what does that equity and what does that asset look like right now today? Because if I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, I need to make sure that I'm quote unquote I have underwritten this loan in such a manner as which I reasonably believe that I can get that money back, right? And so if we're talking about those types of things, some of this just sounds like he really wants to dive harder into these television projects, and he's unable to secure the funding that he needs to get some of these television projects off the ground. And the way that he's doing that is by liquidating and having those assets so that he can secure the additional funding. So that's why when I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at per se like, oh, you sold the masters or whatever. I talk about this every time when we talk about artists selling their thing is I'm never concerned about the moment that they sell. I'm always concerned about what's the next move and the next move after that. What are the 2 or 3 chess moves that you're going to make next? Because those are more of an indication of what's happening than the actual sale in that moment, because a lot of times people need that liquid asset so that they can secure other assets to do other things. And to me, I think his next move is already listed out here, by securing this additional 200 million or whatever for the television projects. So to me, I see it as, I want to get into television. The way I get into television is.
Do you think it's because television, they've seen the 50 Cent situation where television is making the money and not music? So go ahead and sell off the masters, because we're basically going for the big money, which is television content and maybe even movies.
If you're looking around and you look at somebody like Ice Cube, and then you look at somebody like 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? These are people who have done many movie and music projects. And then you look around and you look at the landscape of music now and trying to collect pennies from Spotify and Apple Music and all of that stuff. And then you have this catalog that's giving you a little bit of money right now, but maybe it's only giving you, let's say, $1 million a year or whatever. And then you look out there and somebody's like, hey man, I got 100 million for that. And you only collected $1 million a year. And you really want to be Ice Cube. You really want to be 50 Cent. You really want to executive produce this next project. And BET is like, oh man, I ain't giving you the funding for that. And you're like, well, how do I make this and then sell it to Netflix for 300 million, even though I made it for 30 million? How do I accomplish that? And you might be looking around going, this $1 million a year that I'm getting off of the rights of Murder Inc., although it's nice, it's not going to get me to the next thing that I want to get to, which is I want to sell this show to Netflix or Hulu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to be 50 Cent. I want to be Ice Cube.
Well, this thing, the guy who owns Iconic Claws, his name was Oliver Chaston. He's been buying, he's a major player in buying doing music acquisitions. He just secured the Beach Boys and David Crosby's entire catalog. And let's be clear. So to me, I think the other situation is because there's got to be money in acquiring those assets. So it's not just TV. I think it's also, hey man, if you want to do a movie, you got to get the music from me, or you got to do X, Y, and Z from me. So there's got to be, like you said, what's the next play, even on that side of the coin?
That's a huge point, right? Which is that there's the flip side of this is, what is like you said, Iconoclast getting out of this, right? And I think one of the things that you have to have is you have to have a wide catalog with a lot of different things in it, right? And if you have a catalog that's at scale, then at scale you can go out there to anybody and be like, hey, you trying to do a movie, you trying to do this, you got to get it through me. You got to get it through me. But if you only have, let's say, the Murder Inc. catalog, then it takes a lot more work for you to get that music out there so it can really generate money. But if you got Murder Inc. and you got the Beach Boys and you got, all those people you just named, it's a lot easier to be like, yeah, come to me. I got the music that you need because I have.
We'll be watching this movie though. We'll be watching this movie and see where it plays at the end of the year. I think they're going to do something big, or announce something big by the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
The other question is too, out of that $100 million, how much did he break off Ja Rule?
0.
That's my guess too. Not 0. A damn thing.
Yep.
Ja Rule got nada.
Yeah, he told him go.
So would you be cool if I said, "Hey man, I own all the Goodfellas and everything we did at Vincent's, but y'all get nothing"?
I'm not saying that I'd be cool, but hey, listen, man, I don't know the deals that people cut.
I got Sonny Wonder's catalog.
It's like as far as I know, but that's the thing. Like Iceberg, if you produced all of them joints that Sonny One was on, you know what I'm saying? You are due 50% of them tracks, right? So if you got 50% because you produced all of them, then that's just your cut.
And I think that's that makes me want to jump in and just compliment you brothers on just having a great back and forth from a business aspect, educating the listeners here about like just three-dimensional thought process. And speaking of three-dimensional thought processes, this is something else you guys should think about. Listen to what it is that we're saying tonight. Listen to what it is that we said, a few months ago with Hypnosis. Speaking of which, they are on record of saying in so many words that they want 20% of the publishing market. I'm just using them as an example because other companies such as Iconoclast and several others are thinking along the same lines. So
absolutely,
if they're thinking three-dimensional, while we're thinking along, while your Irv Gottis and so forth, who are selling their masters, their catalog, whatever their deal is doing what they're doing. And I'm not saying, good or bad either way to specific situations, but I think it just begs the need to plant the seed in one's own mind that, hey, look, if these companies are acting like BlackRock, who's swooping up all of this C-level real estate housing, residential housing, and like all of this residential, such as equity firms and so forth are, what value do they see in the music that I'm selling off to them, regardless of the percentage? Right. Now, I understand you got to do what you got to do, but we have to start asking ourselves, are we thinking more two-dimensional than three-dimensional? And even if I don't know what they're thinking, I can be wise enough to say, hey, look, I don't know exactly what it is, the value is that they see in my work. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying what decisions that they should ultimately make.
The crazy legacy hustle guys, is, how do you basically tell somebody, hey, what you have is depreciating and I want to buy it, but then they don't tell you what they're gonna do with the actual asset to quadruple or quintuple the money.
Well, that's the importance of networking. That's the
how do you get somebody to, how do you get somebody to give you something, but then you tell them that it's devaluing, but then you make
but a lot of cats still have shiny object syndrome. You know what I'm saying? So there's that too. True. I'm not saying that about anybody specifically.
And this thing, we just said the COVID was the issue with the Fugees and Praz and why he hasn't came out with a banging album. And so
that was just for the tour. That was just for the Fugees tour, though.
So let's clarify that. Some of these artists are having financial problems. So it's not even a devalue. They just need the bread.
There's that, and we talked about this before on the last, with the last show regarding the hypnosis and so forth too. We talked about what you just said, Iceberg. We talked about the raise of capital gains tax from 20% to dang near 40%. There's that side of the business. That side of.
But let's even take it a step further.
What's that?
Let's even take it a step further, though, right? Is that sometimes to be able to do what some of these guys are doing, you need $1 billion because you got to spend $800 million to get what you need, and then that $800 million might turn into $4 or $5 billion, right? But you got to have $800 million. And if you only got 50 million and you need 800 million to make the transaction work, how do you get to that spot, right? So sometimes you're just looking at it and going, I just flat out don't have the cash to get into the game that they're getting into, right? Because to get into the game that they're getting into, I got to have X amount of dollars and I only have a fraction of that. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking, big money, you know what I'm saying? The difference between having 50 million and having 800 million in situations like this, it starts to change the dynamics of what you can do.
So this is the thing too, man. Like, I would love to know if anybody can find out on our next episode. EMI bought the whole Motown catalog for 132 million in 97. I would love to know what they've actually made profit-wise off of that purchase, which is the Four Top, the Temptations, Supremes, Miracles, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, you name it.
And if
you look at any commercial, you hear that music.
Still. And that's the scary part that you were talking about several minutes back, Iceberg, is that type of question right there. What is it that they are seeing in our works that we're not seeing in ourselves? I'm not saying.
So you saying we're gonna be hearing that "Ain't It Funny" now in every commercial?
Get your new Spick and Spam Febreze mop extender head. Ain't
featuring Grimace. Featuring Grimace.
What's even funnier though, right, is what work did EMI have to do to make sure that those songs were everywhere, right? And then what work would have Motown have had to done to make sure that those songs were everywhere? Because there's still work that needs to be done. Like, you just don't get a catalog and then like people are just buying it from you and you're just living a good life. You actually do got to put in some work to make sure that like you get that catalog out to the places where people really want and need them. So there is still work that needs to happen beyond just.
And it's easier to do when you own everything.
It is. It's way easier to do when you own everything, right? And it's a lot harder to do when you only own a shopping of something, right? So if you just
Mitt Romney,
you're going around just shopping
capital, dog.
Shopping Murder Inc. That's one thing. But if you going around saying, man, I got 20% of the publishing market, now you talking a different story, and you can start to command a little bit differently. And you got to put in a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work in there still.
J Camp, go ahead and end this off, man, so we can get into the flowers.
Man, I mean, y'all pretty much killed this, man. I mean, it's all about. I mean, it's like LB said. Like I want to see the end game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We've already seen Thanos. You know what I'm saying? He's already snapped his finger. Now I'm trying to see who brings this all back full circle. You know what I'm saying? Who can bring it back? Because at the end of the day, you made a great play and a great comparison when you said Motown sold for what it sold. Then, but just think that, man, like think about what Motown catalog would be worth today. You probably can't
guarantee
put a number on.
It's Dallas Cowboys money. It's probably $2 billion,
you can't put a number on that. It's like you're trying to value what the Lakers are worth. You can't put a number on that.
Big facts. Yeah, it's all true.
Hey, but we wish Irv Gotti, you know, the best in his new business venture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's doing what's best for him and his family.
But listen, we're not Ashanti for getting hers when she did.
Listen,
shout out to Ashanti for getting thick too, man.
She swooped in and smashed her masters.
So even if this company, let's say this company does make a ton, but what if Irv Gotti pivots over to TV and he makes 4 or 5 hits?
Performing
but you know what? And that's the thing, real quick. That's the thing.
Didn't Ja Rule do that party, man? Nobody went to.
Yeah. He's performing
with the fake party and boo.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's flyers of the week, man? Before we get out of here, man, we a little over, but it was a great combo though, man. Great combo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go quick, and like I said, we ain't gotta like spend a whole lot of time on it, man. But I definitely gotta show my love and give my flowers to MF Doom. He got so many names and alter egos, man, and he's been such a staple in hip hop, and just putting out phenomenal music, and then all the masks and stuff that he was rocking, man. I mean, you talk
crazy.
His whole swag and persona, man, was unbelievable. You know, all the other people that came from that Doom family, like the JJ Doom and him and Madlib had the Mad Villainy team. I mean, how many names has Doom had, Bebo? At least
at least a few to several, bro. At least a few to several.
Maybe not as many as like Dirt, but he's
definitely not as many as Dirt. That he had Metal Fingers.
Okay. Victor Vaughn. I know Victor Vaughn.
Metal Face, Zev Love X. You know what I'm saying?
And he was rocking just Doom for a long time.
He was.
Too.
Yep. He was. I think I already said Metal Face. King Ghidorah.
Yeah,
you know
man.
And there's that one. Yep.
And a great
music is legendary. I wonder who got his catalog.
Great stage performer too. I mean, he was a great stage performer.
He was
great stage performer. I mean,
rest in peace to that brother, man.
Yeah, man. He put on a whole show. Everything was like with the whole squad would come out there with the mask. You wouldn't know which one was Doom. Almost scary.
Really, and I think that was kind of the point, though. It's almost like a V for Vendetta movie. You know what I'm saying? At the end,
same exact thing, man. That whole Doom clan was almost.
I just read an article about MF Doom, and they said a company in New York has basically bought the rights to his book. So that may be the new hustle, man. Over there is like has to get into the book game by acquiring the rights to even your name and all that, and your story.
Wow,
there you have it, folks. Man,
I mean, because I know he was birthed from that whole conscious era too. I mean, you know, he came out of that. Especially that Operation Doomsday.
Man, that one.
Shout out to MF Doom,
man. I think that was the first. That was the 99 joint.
Yeah. That's why I said that album was straight birthed from
it was
the conscious era.
It sure was. I think he was. I heard somebody say he was a writer's writer. So, you know what I'm saying? It might have been.
I think it was Q-Tip that said that.
It was Q-Tip or somebody from Run the Jewels.
I think it was Q.
So one of them did. But yeah,
LP,
man,
somebody.
MF Doom is a Classic dude, man. Classic dude.
Hey, man, follow the money, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh,
and let's be clear, people forget, man, he was from London, man, from UK. So.
Oh yeah, I'm from the UK.
Sure was.
What you got, L, for the flowers, man?
You know what, man? I'm gonna go with my man. I'm gonna go to the West Coast, a little newer. I'm gonna go with my man J Rock over on Top Dog, man.
Okay, all right.
J Rock, nice.
And really, I'm just giving him the flowers purely off of the win song. You know what I'm saying? That
win.
Honestly, that has to be one of my most favorite rap songs in the last 5 years, man. And
basketball wore that out too.
Yeah, they wore that.
Those they Warriors and bull.
I'm telling you, they wore that all the way out. But man, the way that he killed that joint, man. And then, but he's just a good rapper, man. That stumbled onto a
He's
joint.
Nice, man.
That went bananas. You know what I'm saying? But just for that one right there, man, I just wanted to give him his flowers because honestly, man, like if you working out or running or doing whatever, playing basketball, like it just puts you in that mindset. And it's one of them joints that only hip hop could make. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get that from any other genre. Just somebody coming in and they just gonna be like win.
I tell you what else he killed too. That King's Dead on that Black Panther album.
On that
Yo, I thought J Rock had the best verse on there. I mean, really, it's kind of his song, but he killed that with Kendrick and Future on it.
I mean, dude, he's killed a lot of joints.
Man. And that joint he's got on that the Good Kid, Mad City, I think was like maybe the first time I kind of
I think he was on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't Money Trees. What song was he on the Good Kid, Mad City?
Let's see. Hold on.
I gotta go back and think about it now.
Yeah.
But I know he was on there. I just can't think of the song.
No, it was Money Tree. It was Money Tree.
Okay. It was Money Trees then. Yeah.
Yeah, like his verse was cold on
that. Killed that, man.
Yeah. So man, that's who I want to give it to, man. It's J Rock, man.
Word.
TDE's Memphis Bleak, man. He got that hit though.
Shout out to J Rock, man.
Yes, man. Yes,
absolutely.
People, what you got, man? Prize?
Man, no. I gave him his flowers. More like all we do is win. Look at y'all like stop. No.
T-Pain?
No, wow.
Well, you said all I do was win.
Hey, some of these cats now. That ain't a bad selection.
It's not.
Don't joke too. Hey, but I think LB followed me out to the West Coast.
Yeah,
I think he followed me out to the West.
He got
Coast,
them Henny Crump flyer miles. He did.
He do have them greasy frequent flyer miles.
Extra greasy.
I'm gonna show some love to Oakland, California, and give my flowers to Drew Down, baby.
Drew Down.
Yeah.
Loonies.
There you go. First time I think I saw him was that video single called "Can You Feel Me?" Yep, that was the first one I saw. Boy, but when he came through that door, and that was that Fat Boy sample. "Can You Feel Me?" Because Fat Boy sampled that piece of the Fat Boys.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So, what's that? Yeah. Oh, with the little throat joint. Yeah, Paul. Let me couple that, and I think the next time I seen Drew Down was the Pimp of the Year joint. That was the joint, the Pimp of the Year. So I know those were on like
that's early. That's early Drew Down. Early Drew Down.
But those singles, those video singles were the first times I seen him. So I'm like, yo, let me check this dude out. Let me check out those LPs, and they rock. So I know he was a force to be reckoned with, and from there,
was legit too, bro.
Man, he had that.
The Loonies need to drop it, man.
Drew Down, man, and DJ Quick, man, best perm ever, man.
Yes.
Drew Down was all over that Operation Stackola album too, man.
Yeah, he was. He sure was on that.
Loonies owe him a bag.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
He was on that Pac too. Pac messed with him heavy, man.
He did. He was on the intro of that double album, come to think of it.
Yeah, man.
Along with if you hear him closely, he's on the he's subtly talking on that "It's All About You," that "All About You" joint of Tupac.
Yeah.
Everywhere the city we go. Yeah. And he's the son of the legendary Bootsy Collins. We can't leave that out.
Like
can't leave out, baby. Can't leave that out.
Shout out to Bootsy. Shout out to Dayton.
Hey, man, shout out, man. He had 8 solo LPs, with some mixtapes and some collabs. And like y'all said, probably next to DJ Quick and Snoop sometimes, you know what I'm saying? With the appearance of the perm and all that. He had that street appearance. He had that smooth flow. He was laced in the game. So shout out to the regiment too. And the same to the legendary Drew Down, baby.
And let's be clear, he was in the studio. If you go on YouTube and type in Drew Down, Faith Evans, he tells a story where Faith Evans came to the studio to see Pac, by the way, too. Shout out to Drew Down.
Wow.
That's a good choice.
Great choice, man.
Iceberg.
I don't have a person. This is real quick. We're going to get in and get out. Pause. I want to send a shout out to
Tierra Mac
group. The Terror Squad, man. I got
Tierra Mac. Oh, you said
the original Squad. Okay. Terror Squad, man. Fat Joe, Big Pun, Cuban Link, Triple C's, Armageddon, Remy Ma, Tony Sunshine, and DJ Khaled when he was
he used to jam that Terror Squad album too.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
No,
that was
Bronx,
nice.
man. BX, man.
With the cover when they was at the graveyard.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget about that Tony Sunshine.
Yeah, Tony Sunshine.
Oh, you can't leave out that 100% Sunshine now.
Yeah, imagine if they actually still stayed together and doing stuff like.
Well, but that
was a great group, man.
That's
plus they had a home producer, that Cool and Dre.
Cool and Dre, bro.
Yeah, they did.
The Jealous One still in me. The Don Cartagena, the Remy Ma record, man. Like Cuban Link was heavy, man. Before they got into it, like I said again, and great just music, man. That came out of the Bronx, man. The Terror Squad, and again, they were heavy, man. When it came to the street ball game in the early 2000s, man. The Terror Squad team was really hard to beat. I think the Rockefeller team beat them. I forgot what year that was, but they were. Fat Joe's always been heavy in basketball. Pause being heavy, but they're just a force to be reckoned with, man. And you got to salute them when it comes to 2000 hip hop nostalgia, man. They held it down, man. So you got to salute, man. The Terror Squad. Be clear.
Yeah, all right.
And that Lean Back was part of the Terror Squad album, technically, huh?
All day.
Even though that was Fat Joe, I think that was technically.
Yeah, that was a Terror Squad record.
Yeah, it was. The new Terror Squad. New Terror Squad.
Yeah, it was on their last. Yeah, the last.
Because Remy Ma, and that's when she kind of came into the fold.
Yeah.
And that album actually had the last time that Big L had recorded. Or not the last revealed Big L verse, I should say. I won't say it's the last time he recorded, because there was a joint called I Gotta Bring It Back, and it had Pun, Big L, and Fat Joe on there. I said, man, that was so fire. But shout out to the squad, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I think it sold like $500,000 or something like that. I think it went gold.
I mean, they held it down, man. Early 2000s, man. When you had to have a Cadillac Escalade with the spinner rims on it, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like they were holding it down.
You saying before Tamika Mallory and Killer Mike and
stop with all that bull. Yeah, he's an activist, man. Yeah,
just asking the question. Just asking the question. Just asking.
Any shout outs before we get out of here, man? Great, like I said, great. This is the nerdy episode, man. If you ain't your nerd bag, this episode you need to get it. Shout out to Nipsey, man. We love you, man. We still thinking about you, man. And this is one just piece of, rest in power, man. Today,
absolutely. And Highland Park folks, still praying for that community.
Yes.
Hey, just about every episode of Fresh Out, one of us is telling everyone to be or to stay safe out here. So in addition to the Highland Park, and Jay Camp said the Highland Park, shooting, condolences to those victims and their loved ones. In addition to the Jalen Walker fatal shooting out in Akron, Ohio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And peace to Carlos Santana. I know he fainted recently. I might have been from dehydration on stage. He had fainted. So, you know what I'm saying? Peace to him. You know what I'm saying? But just be safe out here, or at least as safe as possible, because there's a lot of tensions that are high and more people are just revealing themselves to be, individuals with malicious intentions against innocent individuals. Not everybody, of course, because, we always want to assume positive intent, but we also want to be realistic. So rest in peace to Jalen, as well as the victims of the Highland Park shooting, with condolences to their loved ones. And just be careful wherever you go and whatever you engage in publicly.
Yeah, man. Keep that head on the swivel.
There you go. There you go. Facts. Was it L? I think it was L.
Hey, man. Shouts out to the fans, man. You know me, man. To the fans, all the subscribers.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tell your friend to listen. Tell your mama to listen. Tell your mama's sister to listen. All of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just shouts out to the fans. That's it for me.
Iceberg, take us home, son.
Do it. Like I said again, man, just being safe, man. I'm glad the fireworks stuff is over with, man. So ain't burn your house down and your cars and all that, man. Again, let's get the kids back in school, man. Let's get like one more month, man. They back in school. So again, man, just salute to everybody doing their thing, man. I'm glad everybody's outside. The concerts are real heavy. The Essence Festival was dope, man.
It was dope.
You want everybody to get their
and shout out to your favorite rapper too, Iceberg Glorilla, for signing that deal with Gotti.
All right.
Hey man, Gotti's thinking
he got a nice little lineup,
are, man. He got nice Mozzie. Yeah, he got Mozzie. So he's scooping up. He's doing what Rick Ross did, man, with the Maybach music, scooping up artists, man, that need some help navigating in the game. Do I like the messaging and some of the music that they're doing? No. But again, man, if you watch this episode, man,
but you are feeling that Glorilla though.
No. But I mean, like I said, salute to her though, man. She did the same thing with Lupe, man. You in the crib, make a record, and you didn't take care of your family, man.
I will say Glorilla was out here grinding.
She's grinding.
That's what's up.
Videos had one that once you hit TikTok, once you got a song that hits TikTok,
yeah, man.
It goes viral on there. Yeah.
Long story short, man, if you listen to this joint, Lupe Fiasco made an album with a $100 microphone. Glorilla's over here getting signed to Yo Gotti, just doing a goofy little song in the crib. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, you don't have to be in a big professional studio, man. You can make your music happen. And at the end of the day, man, I believe God gave music to black folks, man, so we can get out the hood, man. But we got to own it, though. So you have to understand your value, man. So at the end of the day, like I said, understanding your value, man. I think that's what Nip would always basically push all day long, man, is understanding your value. When he did the mixtape for like $1,000, $100 a mixtape, something like that.
Mailbox money.
Yeah, mailbox money. Know your value.
Fire too.
And shout out to Bino. Bino, man, just came out with a record. Go support him too.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Too, but,
rest in power to Nipsey Hussle, man.
Rest in power, brother.
Rest in peace to Nip, man. Rest in peace to Nip.
Hey, man, we've been here almost 2 hours. So, hey, man, you got some jewels in this one, man. Go play this one back, man, if you wasn't here on the live again. Fresh out.
Some educational jewels.
LB the Power Father, Jay Kent with the crispiness camera, man. I'm going to get on your level. And Bebo P, man, the bedroom bully, man.
Fresh out.
Girls, man.
Stop.
Another great episode. 2 more episodes. We're going to have 100 shows, man. So
Bebo backs out.
Stop.
On that note, man, we out of here, man.
Fresh out. Holla.
Peace.
Nigger.